Here we go, another 5 minutes of Tefillah Baruch Hashem. We finished off yesterday discussing how when we have the ultimate recognition that Hashem is the only address that can help. We gave the beautiful mashal. When the baby, the infant cries in the middle of the night, the parent doesn't think twice because it knows that this child is 100% dependent upon them. But when a child a little bit older cries, the parents already start getting a little aggravated. What does he need me for? Just roll over. And Shearim explained that Hashem deals the same way. That Hashem, when He sees that we trust 100% that this is the only address, then He answers our tefillah. But as long as we have other avenues, then He does not. But now there's a very big question that if you think about this bothers us all. I'll say it in the way that we would ask it, and then we'll say it the way that He asks it. What do you mean? We're sitting at our jobs working. What do you mean? We're going to the doctor. So what do you mean it's 100% up to Hashem? What do you mean that if I'm going to make money, I am turning and I'm davening to Hashem, Baruch Aleinu, give me parnasa, with the recognition it's absolute up to Him. Maybe it's true, Rahman al-Islah, if there's a terrible illness and the doctors have no hope, then it's fully in the hands of Hashem. But in other areas, what's going on? And that's really, and I ask it in a very strong way, because that's really what bothers us, and that's really what prevents us from davening fully. And the way that Shearim Pinkus asks it, he says that there's a Maimor HaMeforsam. There's a statement, and it's a medrash that everyone knows, which is that Tefillah oise mechsa. Tefillah does half. 50% is the job, is the doctor, is everything else, and 50% is God. Ask of Shearim Pinkus, 50% or 100%. And he says, really where this comes from is the Gemara in Nida that we spoke about in the very beginning of the Sefer. The Gemara there says, Ma yaseh adam v'yachkam. What should he do and get smart? Says the Gemara, Yarbe b'yeshiva, sit and learn. Don't do a lot of business. Many people tried and didn't work. What do you have to do? Daven from the one that gives chachma. Continues the Gemara. What should a person do and get wealthy? Ma yasa adam v'yisasher. Yisen v'yitin b'yamuna. Have a business. Says the Gemara, many people tried. It didn't work. Ella, daven from the one that gives wealth. So what do we see? We see, seemingly, that you need both. Explains the Shearim Pinkus. And a lot of this is a mentality, is understanding this. Because yes, of course, you need to have the job, and that's called hishtadlus. And of course, you need to go to the doctor. That's called hishtadlus. But at the end of the day, when we close the book, when we turn off the computer, when we leave the office, what is allowing me to have parnasa to support my family? It's not the job. Yes, the paycheck comes from the job. Yes, that is Hashem's mechanical mechanism that He built into the world all the way back from Adam HaRishon. That there was a kinas that we had to work hard. But what fuels it, 100% without a shadow of a doubt, that's a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So that minor nuance of a detail, that you go to the doctor and you go to the job, but at the end of the day, we know with absolute conviction that it's Hashem and only Hashem that can allow us to maintain the job, to maintain the health, to give the doctors the wisdom to heal. That's this tefillah of Nipol. That's realizing Hakol Talui Boy Yisbarach. And that is really, it's nothing more than a ideology, it's nothing more than an understanding, and that's really the beauty of it. Because in reality, the tefillah stays the same, and the job stays the same, and the doctor stays the same. The only thing that changes is how we're davening. You can say the exact same words, but if you say those words of Baruch Aleinu with the understanding, yeah, I have a job, but who's to say I'm not going to show up to the office and find out I'm fired? Yes, I have a doctor that says, I know exactly what's wrong with you, but who's to say that he has no clue what's going on? Baruch Aleinu Hakol, 100% it's up to Hashem. That's this type of tefillah. It's just an eye-opening explanation. And when we utilize this with everything we've learned until now, when we put it together with that mashal of that baby turning to its mother, and the mother knows that the baby needs her and no one else aside for her, it will allow us to daven in this way and start to daven a bit stronger each and every